Saturday morning, February 2nd, 2013. And I know I haven't done a quality video, or at least attempted to do a solid, good video for you guys in a while, so I thought it was time. Yeah, you're going to have to put up occasionally. I'm going to post the horrible videos like I did last night where I go outside to do a little shoveling, and on a whim, I just turn my flip camera on. You know, I do that because I do get a lot of people that enjoy watching the snowfall. But I do apologize, those are not picking videos per se, but they are just videos that I shoot for fun. Remember, I do this for fun. Now, today, where we're at, like I said, Saturday morning, it's 7:15. The baby's down for its first nap. My two kids are upstairs. One's watching TV, the other one's making breakfast. So I got this time here to come down here and shoot this video for you. What have I been up to since you've seen me on the last with the big van breakdown? Which I have to kind of give a little background on. It's very interesting if you watch the 3 videos in seclusion or in order from that day. Maybe it's 3 or 4 is the total, with the last simply the smoking ban. I had got on the highway that day, and it was very cold, and for the last couple of weeks, I'd say, my van had been cutting out with its heat. And I thought it was basically the controller was shorting out or something. I'd wiggle it, and she'd come back on and blow hot heat. Now, probably more than likely what it was is I had no coolant in the thing. Now, I had the van redone, the whole, I know I had no leaks. So I wasn't really worried about that, but I should have checked my fluids, topped them off. I didn't. So we hit the highway that morning, and it's what's ironic, like I said, is I'm talking about how things can happen, and you got to be ready for it, and life's a fight, and then boom. So we had sputtered out when I turned onto the highway, kind of just a little hesitation. So sometimes my van will do that when it's low on gas, because there's not much gas in there, and it'll just roll from side to side. So I'm on the highway at that point, and I'm driving, and I got to make a split decision. The exit is coming up. I'm like, do I drive to St. Paul straight out and get there, and I can just get gas there? Now, normally, 99% of the time, that's what I do, because I know I can make it. But I just got it was so freaking cold that day. For some reason, I took that exit onto County Road C, and as soon as I did, boy, when we came down to the stop sign there, the steam was pouring out, and then we raced home like you've seen. The van's been parked ever since. I did a little update in my info box from my video posted last night, but basically what happened, came home, she overflowed. I topped her off with water that night, and then put coolant in the overflow tank, and then started it up. And it did fire up that day. Then I just shut it off, didn't touch it for a week. Last week, I drove my son to school because it was icy out and the bus was late like an hour. So as I was driving, I noticed this big castle constructed out of wood that someone must have made, obviously, for a child, but it was pretty cool. And I got home and I thought, hell, let's try to fire the van up. Well, it was about 2 or 3 blocks down. I drove down, got the castle, got it loaded. It's still on the van. So I drove the van a tiny bit, but really on Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to top the fluids off again and give it a fire up, and then we'll kind of take it on a real test drive around the neighborhood. Fingers are crossed. So, what I've been doing is, as I had mentioned in those videos, it's all about selling for me. I am backed up in inventory. Basically, I compare it really to one of my favorite shows, Gold Rush or Bamazon, and all these great gold shows. I love the hard work that these guys put in. Makes my job just seem so cake, which it is. But I love the term run dirt. We got all this dirt stockpiled up. We got to run it now and get the gold out. That's what I'm doing with my inventory. I'm running dirt. And I've been joking with my girlfriend about it as well since I came. I just stole that term. I love it. I'm going to run some dirt. What is my dirt? Well, it's these tubs full of inventory. And it's inventory I've got backed up. I am set. It's time to run the dirt. I need to sell it and get the gold pieces that are going to pop up here and there out, get that money back in so we can get out there, upgrade, 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 and build the business. So, years back, simply on a normal drive, I would go out every day. I literally used to go out 7 days a week, every morning when the kids went to school, and drive the alleys looking for treasure. Well, I had noticed a dumpster, and I swung around the block and went back to it. And when I'll go up on a dumpster, usually if everything's boxed or something, I'll either fill a box, find a box, empty it, and just fill it up and keep loading. I don't do picking in the dumpster. You used to do that originally. You'd get in there, you know, you're ripping through, you want to grab the good stuff. Well, I found out really what's best to do is simply grab everything. Grab the boxes. Obviously, you want to kind of delegate what you're going to pull out. Make sure that you don't grab the wrong things. But overall, you're grabbing boxes of stuff. So I had spotted this dumpster, drove around the block, parked in front, went out, grabbed a box, walked it to the van. And I'm just trying to load the van as much as I can. As I'm doing this, I'm noticing that this is some really old stuff. I think there was an old wood clock right off the top, and just lots of old stuff, which when you makes your heart just pound, because you know that that's what you want. If you get an old estate where they have emptied it out and thrown everything out, you'll get everything from the late 1800s up until you know, the 1980s, when those seniors will kind of taper off, and that's what you love. So I loaded everything up like I always do. I knew I had something good. When I got home, started to go through it. There were coffee cans full of pocket watches, and what had happened is this guy was a jeweler for the railroad in the early 1900s, and then he went and opened up a jewelry store and a watchmaker jeweler, whatever the case. I literally fed my family off of that that one find for like 3 years. Took care of it. Would bring me to tears many times, because I would have, it was coffee cans, you know, and I would go through it one piece at a time on eBay, all smalls, mind you, even better. And, you know, I would just pull out these beautiful pieces. So, that being said, there was a lot of leftover, just miscellaneous crap. All the good stuff got sold, and I've been dragging it around now for, I would bet you, about 5 to 6, maybe 8 years tops. And then what I did, so as I went into that box, the leftovers from that estate that I just told you about, that watchmaker jeweler, and I found out all his old trinkets, you know, basically scraps, pieces of watches. So we're going to show that for you in detail, and hopefully I'll get this as nice as I can for you. I'm going to sell this on one big lot on eBay. Now, I've been sorting it for about a week. As you can see, it takes up that whole bench. So we'll start here. These are just pocket watches, obviously. Try to turn the flash down on it. It's hard to get really good intricate footage with this, but hopefully this is shooting pretty decent for you guys. So basically what we have here is we have some men's watches. None of these are tested. You know, I'm not going to test any of these, but they are really nice, and they're older ones. And there's a couple newer ones sprinkled in, which sometimes can be highly valuable, from the 80s and 70s. So we've got, this is all going to be in one lot. Now this all is basically considered this watchmaker jeweler's junk drawer, and these were all items found in that estate. Simply an old shoehorn, an old Anison tin. This is actually a little decal box. A nice jewelry, not jewelry, well it is jewelry, it's a wristband made out of an old watch band and a tag, and it says Dick on it. You gotta love it. This here are clasps for bracelets and necklaces. Now these were all, this is all leftover, mind you, from the estate that I told you about, the watchmaker. So, every kind of little trinket. I sorted through boxes, cigar boxes. These old envelopes which would hold the parts. This whole row right here is actually empty. But just these little tags, you know, they're not much, but for the watch collector, you know, an empty bag. But it's a maker on there. Here's an interesting thing I have to take to the jeweler. Silver dust. It's a good envelope full. I'd say up to about right there. A couple calendars for 1931 and I think 29. So here now we're hooking on things with my tattered Raider shirt. So, yeah, and then an old tag. This was the watchmaker himself. So that's his calling card. Anyway, the little parts, this Elgin, etc., those pieces are still in there. This is an intricate piece which has the name on it, Charles Robert. But inside this little tin here, I did open it already, is a spring. So you've got little pieces like that, and then you've got little tins left over, some named with the watchmakers on there. Nothing spectacular, but up in here we've got kind of a good little load that will come up. These are all little tins full of little watch parts, and they are marked on the lid which ones they are. These are all full, I believe. I put all the full ones over here, and then we just got some empty miscellaneous tins, a little thing of pearls, more homemade improvised tools, and simply scraps. You know, a couple little face pieces, hard to see. Nice mechanism, nothing spectacular though.
These are really kind of cool. There's little watch parts inside of these little metal tubes. I don't know if they're tools. More miscellaneous little tins, scraps. Actually like a little tool in here. Some old keys. Bottle opener. Now I really like these. These are for watch parts, and they're glass little tubes. They're awesome with the corks. So we've got that whole lot of that there. Then we come over here and we just got a little bit of brass, and what do we got here? I don't know what that is. Just some kind of wrap. Some more watch hands. And then right here, all these little tins. It took me forever. There's little old capsules with parts inside and little wheels, and nothing, believe me, nothing incredibly valuable here. But just a huge, fun junk drawer of everything left over from that estate that I've been dragging around now for, like I said, 5-6 years. So that's what I've been sorting on. Now this is all going to go on eBay. I had shot a great video for everyone, and really gave some informative information on it. Informative information, boy, that doesn't make sense, does it? But whatever. So I had shot a video, and basically I just sold a whole bunch of paint by numbers on eBay. Paint by numbers can be very valuable. Now a lot of them sold between 99 cents, and I think I had one go for, I don't know, 15 to 21 bucks. Something like that. Nothing spectacular. I didn't hit the mother load. I was hoping to hit a really good one. I had about 10 of them built up over the years, and sold them all. 2 didn't sell. They can go to the flea market. We ran the dirt. We ran the dirt. And that's what I've got a whole bunch of old beta movies I've been sorting through. I'm kind of just getting really all the loose end stuff together in lots and putting them on eBay. Like I said, everything I showed you here is going to go in one lot. And I'll start it at frickin' 99 cents because I want it gone. I don't care what it sells for. It's doing me no good sitting right here like this. You know, I'm not gonna, you can't take it with you. You gotta sell it. And sometimes you have to flush it out. You have to. You gotta keep that money rolling. If you're just gonna be stubborn and everything's not worth count dollars instead of pennies, blow it out. I worked hard. Yeah, you get out, you find this kind of stuff, but you flip it too. And you get what it's worth. Remember, a man can put any price he wants on something. What is it truly worth? It's what you can get for it right there, cash in hand. That's what counts. And that philosophy, you just got to stick with it. What do I got into it? If you got zero into it, sell the frickin' thing. If someone offers you a really high price on something that you've got, I've made this mistake, you can learn from my mistakes. Here's one that I've made. Sometimes I've gotten a couple cool pieces. A few years ago, I got this awesome Atari store console. Basically, if you lived in the 70s or 80s, you remember you'd go to Kmart, Sears, whatever, and they would have the Atari video game set up. It would be a long board with the joysticks on it, and maybe 100 games on there, and you'd put a code in for each game to try it, to see if you wanted to buy it. Well, I came across one of those. It was awesome. I put it on eBay, and I think I put $3,500 on it, best offer. Had a guy email me and go, I'll give you $850. Now here's where I made my mistake. What did I have into it? I think I honestly paid 20 bucks for it at a garage sale. What did I have into it? 20 bucks. I was going to say zero. Okay, I had 20 bucks into it. I got it offered $850. But here I'm thinking, oh, I've got this piece of gold. This is worth way more than this. I'm going to sell it. Well, I ended up not getting my high asking price. I went back to the guy. I said, I'll take that $850. He didn't want it. Well, hell, I ended up blowing it out years later for like 50 bucks to a good buddy of mine. So at least if it goes to a good friend, it's a good deal. He tries to tell me he paid me very well for it. He says $500. I don't remember it that way. I believe I sold it to him for 50 bucks. But the thing is, take the money in hand. What do you have into it? Zero. Flip it, flip it, flip it. Give the guy a deal. So what? If you can get it for zero and you can sell it for a high price, look at the profit right there. It's all yours. And then if someone can, let's say they buy it from you and even double their money, so what? They still have to store it, network it, and they had to make that initial investment. And everyone it's a chain, you know. Everyone makes a little money off of it. And then just keep the ball rolling, because that's what you want. You want it to spin. You don't want to get backed up. Right now I'm about as backed up as you can be. This is it. This is the cutoff. I have to just sell and run this dirt. This stuff's got to go, because we've got to take it to the next level, and we need money to do that.
Well, we don't have money, but what we do is we have all our hard work, all our years, all our piles of dirt, and we're going to run it. We're going to find those gold nuggets that are going to pop up along the way. And it's always going to be something that you're not thinking, and that's really trick to it. In the old days, it was really simple. You looked for the priceless antique. Now, with people collecting everything, it can be anything. Now, of course, there's tons of crap. Don't fool yourself. But you'd be surprised sometimes a calling card, an old business letterhead. You just don't know. So just run that dirt. Simply meaning, put it on the market, put it on eBay is your best shot to get what something is totally worth. You're going to get your top dollar for it. It doesn't matter. You've got world access, so you're going to get it out there. And if it's worth something really big, you're going to get it there. And if not, it's going to bring what it's truly worth. And that's what it's all about. So if it doesn't sell on eBay, then you drop it down, garage sale, flea market, and you blow it out because now you've run it through the system. It didn't sell. Now it's just dead inventory. You sell it, you take what you can, and you limp out of it. Let somebody else deal with it. Maybe they can sell it. Good for them. Awesome. So I think there you go. That's my advice for the day. It's Saturday. I'm loving it, watching the kids all day. I'll show you one more piece before I go. A couple interesting pieces that we call, we're going to run through the, we're going to run that dirt. But basically right here, I found this going through my stuff. This is an old official program for horse racing from 1952 from Washington Park. It's really cool. You know, it's the official program. It costs 15 cents. It's not written on. So it's just really, it looks to be complete. It's got all the horses that ran that day. You know, if there's a famous horse that ran that day, this could make this highly valuable. If there was a great jockey that ran that day, here's another great old piece of fun here to sell. These can bring good money. Now this is a great one. This is a VFW 40th anniversary. This is an old deck of cards. These old cards, people love them. And they pay well for them, and you never know. They're hit and miss. But you know what? They are a hit. You can sell them. Look at that. You gotta love it. Metal Mike. Always picking, always hunting, always trying to give you some kind of information. Trying to offer some advice. And it's 17 minutes. I think I've shot the video for the day. If you have any Frank Zappa records, I'd be interested in them. I collect Zappa. I love it. I do it as an investment, especially mono. Heavy metal thrash records? Oh, heck yeah. I want them. I'll trade you. I'll buy them. Whatever the case, contact me. Metal Mike, Junk and Antiques. Keep picking and keep hunting, brother.